Open season was fast approaching. My hunting buddy and I, Cole, headed out to the woods to do some scouting as we were ready for some action. So on our way out to the woods, we busted out our toxic crow call and let it rip. And sure enough, only a few seconds later, several gobbles sounded out. So we quickly found ourselves a spot in the woods, sat down, and got ready for the show. That familiar feeling of adrenaline rushed through our veins as we enjoyed this show like only nature can provide. Growing up in Northwest Ohio, we never had wild turkeys around, so I certainly don't take these beautiful birds for granted. Crazy. We came in here this morning. There were turkeys on the ground, turkeys still on the roost up here. We were about 150 yards from their roost here. And we had a bunch of jakes come in, and it was just awesome. So cool to hear them rolling in thunder. How many do you think we saw today? 18, 20. I was thinking maybe 25, so really awesome. That was crazy. A lot of gulls over the hill. They were letting it rip. So as you can see, we had plenty of reasons to feel very optimistic and confident. We snuck out of the woods, and sure enough, a few minutes later, a big old tom walked right over the spot where we sat. We were seeing 5, maybe 6 mature gobblers that I would be more than happy to let my Beretta sing at on opening morning. So come along with us as we share our 2016 turkey season with you and find out how it turns out.
How long will we stay silent? We've slept for far too long, but you're alive in power, drawing us united and strong. How long will we stay frozen? Our hearts are dry and cold. We know that you are stronger than the trial and the stronghold.
What do you think, Jalen? Are we going to kill a turkey today?
Mm.
I think the answer is yes. I think we're gonna get one.
I don't know. I really
don't
know.
We're gonna have an awesome time anyway. I was really excited to take my daughter out on opening day for turkey season. I felt pretty good about our chances of punching a tag on the first day. We also had my good friend Adam with us. Adam drove all the way up from Kentucky for his first turkey hunting experience. Any time that we spend with Adam is always a good time. For the turkey, give us just one verse. Yep. I set up the pop-up blind the day before, and we walked in at about 5 a.m., well before daylight, undetected and unaware of how close we actually were to many roosting turkeys. We saw a heck of a show this morning, but we couldn't quite close the distance. They seem to really like this low bottom area down here that floods out a little bit. So we're going to move our blind about 25 yards closer, get the decoy where they can spot it without coming to us. Hopefully that'll help us close the deal. That morning, the main flock had about 30 or maybe 35 turkeys in it, and we watched as they went up the ridge about 250 yards away and disappeared into a flat in the field. So like I said, we put ourselves in a position where we could let the decoy do a little bit more work. Adam and I were really fired up this morning because there was more turkeys on roost around us than I have ever seen before, and there was a good handful of them that were big, mature toms, so we were really excited about the opportunity. Just like the previous morning, the turkeys dropped off the roost and flew straight west, just out of our reach into a flat. What we were realizing was that these jakes and toms had so many hen opportunities that we didn't have much to offer them. See, the problem was I was now on the far west edge of the property that I can hunt, trying to lure the birds out of their natural habit pattern back into my range. I just didn't have any way to get in front of them. There's no question that turkeys can be extremely frustrating to hunt. On day 4, we moved our Miss Perfect decoy from the top of the hill behind us down about 30 yards past the blind, where we knew there was no doubt the turkeys would see her from the roost. Sure enough, the first Jake off the limb came right to her. But the rest of the flock followed their normal pattern and went out the way they always do. As this Jake stayed close by, we watched carefully in the distance. It seemed like there were several toms that were kind of lurking about, listening to what was going on and watching what this Jake was doing. See, typically, when turkeys communicate with each other, when a tom gobbles, he's telling the hen, "Come over here, this is where I'm at." So when we're turkey hunting and we're talking to a tom sounding like a hen, we're begging them to break their natural instincts and let their curiosity and their drive convince them to come and find that hen. We're banking on that tom saying, "Hey, I told you I'm over here. Where are you? What are you doing?" But when these toms are all henned up, it becomes pretty difficult to convince them that you're a hen that's special enough for them to leave 10 others and walk across a big clearing to come check you out.
My life is just a bunch of words with meanings of their own. It's mostly words of emptiness, but some words are still unknown. Phrases that just don't make sense yet, but I know what they mean. Some of them would make you smile yet, others are not so clean. So read my poem. Put my words into a pattern, write them down for all to see. Look at my life in a poem, which reveals what I could be. What I could be. Many words would make you laugh, and others would make you cry. It's evidence that shows I fail, and words that prove I try. Words that don't quite fit together, or phrases best unsaid. You will never understand these words that are inside of my head. So read my poem. Put my words into a pattern, write them down for all to see. Look at my life in a poem, which reveals what I could be. Yeah, what I could be. What I could be. Read my poem, find out who I am. If you look beyond my failures, do you see a good man?
We watched this group of Jakes kind of hang out, do a little strutting, some fighting, not very talkative, but everything was pretty calm until we looked over to our right and noticed a small group of really mature toms making their way to the center of the group.
And I do not deserve you, but you're all that I've got. You're all that I've got. Read my poem. Read my poem.
sitting here. It's about 9 o'clock. And I don't know about you, Adam, but I am just about in disbelief that we didn't kill a turkey today. We are sitting, I don't know, probably 40 yards from some of the closest roost trees. And we came in this morning, got it nice and quiet, well before daylight. And I could already see, we had a nice bright moon this morning. Could already see 5 or 6 of them right on the roost. So we were in a really good position. We got our Miss Perfect decoy down the hill here in kind of a nice opening. And first thing, right off the bat, one of the jakes flew right to her, about 10 yards from her when he landed. So she did her job, but I don't know if they had their minds made up before they came down off the roost, or they didn't like seeing our pop-up blind. Don't know what the issue was there, but they just wouldn't quite close the distance. We were about 50-55 yards from the biggest portion of them, and we have a little bit of trash in our way, so we didn't have really a very sensible shot to take. But what do you think, being in your first turkey experience? What was tell me about it.
I thought it was pretty cool. It was interesting just to see the turkeys come out and hit the ground and start walking around, and definitely they were very, very noisy, and they were talkative. That was the best part, talking back and forth, and then watching them all kind of gather out there in that clearing and strut around and do a little fighting and talking and playing. That was definitely interesting.
Yeah, my first year turkey hunting, the biggest thing that I really enjoyed was how vocal they are. And it really took me, by surprise how exciting that is to, start yelping and clucking, and the toms and the hens too. They get fired up and really could get after it, and that's exciting. So glad we got to at least get a hunt in together.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't got anything yet, but it was an awesome time. So I'm glad you got to come.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Yeah.
We continued hunting hard day after day. I talked to some great pro staff friends of mine who have a ton of turkey experience, and a lot of them suggested trying without decoys. So we tried that for a few days to no avail. We kept it up, kept pressing them, kept switching up our techniques and tactics. Some days we'd go real quiet, other days we'd be really aggressive with the calling. We always got different results, but we never could get them to close the deal.
was awesome.
What'd you hear?
Turkeys.
What'd they sound like? Coolest hunting trip ever. Yeah, the best you ever had. Tell me about it. What did we do today?
You showed me the day all the kit you showed me some of the camera and it was a picture of it and it was a turkey on the turkey was on the tree over there and my dad was trying and we were trying to get a turkey, but some guy killed two of them.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Huh?
He killed one that I saw and two that Dad saw.
Are you excited to go turkey hunting again?
Yeah.
Good. That morning, Jackson was fighting a terrible cold. Sinuses were draining. He was working on a terrible cough, but nothing was going to keep him from joining me in the turkey woods. We had an awesome day, listening to all the sounds and seeing the sights, and he was begging me on our way out of the woods to go again the next day. As turkey season began to wind down, we started to consider other options. There were several other properties that I had scouted throughout the year that I had found turkeys on, but I felt my chances were so high at this property. With the number of turkeys we were seeing, how could we not be successful? But after going home empty-handed day after day, we started to realize we're going to have to do something different. I talked to my buddy John, and he told me he had had success already at this other property not far, and so he agreed to take me, check it out, and try our luck. It was the last weekend of turkey season. We had gotten at least 2 inches of rain the previous couple of days, but we had some clearing in the weather, and we were really optimistic that we could strike some luck. Just before sunrise, we heard several gobbles come from across the road, which was a long distance from where we were sitting. Over the next 90 minutes, we saw a tom and one hen make its way to the woods that we were sitting on the edge of. We let this hen sneak by real quiet,
But as soon as she got in the woods behind us, I gave her a couple quick clucks and a couple yelps, and just like I had hoped, she got really fired up and mouthy. It worked like a charm, because before we knew it, there was a gobble right in front of us, and we had no idea there was a tom coming.
I'm kind of shaking right now. We were sitting here all morning. They set up across the road from us. It was quite a ways. And we had them gobbling a little bit on the roost, but once they came down, it was tight-lipped all morning. Had a hen come right by us, about 10 yards. And she hung out behind us and started yelping a little bit. And that really helped us out because there was a tom coming this way and he was really quiet. We had no idea he was there. But we got talking back and forth with that hen, and then he got fired up and gobbled at us. So we got all set up and ready for him to come this way. He came in from about, I would say 120 yards. He came out of the wood line, across this field, came up towards us. As soon as he crossed the peak of the field, he really started eyeballing the decoys. And I don't know if he didn't want to see hens, or maybe he's got his butt kicked and he saw the Jake and just didn't want any of that. I don't know, but he started to get spooky. He did not like that situation with the decoys. So I think he was right about 50 yards, and he'd start to turn and walk away. Just didn't feel like we were going to get another chance, so I took a shot and I missed. So, another day.
As I rewatched this scene, my stomach absolutely churned. After this took place, I was about to be sick. I couldn't believe what had just happened. As I rewatch it, I find myself asking so many questions. What could I have done differently? Maybe if I didn't call and just let him come into the decoys. Maybe if I called more aggressively. I took a few minutes to let everything sink in, and then I climbed out of the blind and walked out to where the turkey was standing. As I walked out there, I stepped it off and realized my fatal mistake. I felt pretty confident that the distance was right about 50 yards, but in reality, it was closer to 65, maybe even 66 yards. Despite bad weather moving in that night and running throughout the weekend, I went out the next day, grasping the last bit of hope I could hold on to, and just wanting desperately to find that turkey and fill my tag. As I look back on that last closing day, it's kind of funny how hard and desperately we tried to avoid tag soup. Cole and I came so close several times that last day as we ran around, just trying to find the turkey, but ultimately we left the woods empty-handed and soaking wet. As I reflect back on this turkey season, it's amazing to me how focused I was on punching a tag. I lived my entire spring turkey season in fear of not being successful in my own eyes. I just wanted to kill a great turkey. Now that the season is over, I look back and I realize that despite not getting a turkey, I had my best ever turkey season. I made some really special memories with really good friends and family that neither I or them will probably ever forget. I think that many times we struggle with faith and living our own lives in a very similar way. We get so caught up in our own objectives and doing things our way that we forget to stop and listen to what God's telling us. God's promised us incredible and amazing things if we just follow His will. My prayer is that I'm able to open my mind and my ears to receive that message and that will, and I also pray that you can do the same. Thanks for watching another episode of Committed. Tune in next time to find out what we have going on.